This is Teacher Nancy and you are watching Grow English. If this is your first time watching this video, I'm inviting you to subscribe to this channel. Do you know that it is easy to master the present continuous and use it correctly in speaking or in writing English? Yes, you've heard me right. So please stay with me because in this video, I'm going to teach you about the present continuous so that you will quickly master it and be confident in speaking English using this tense, whether you are at home, at school, or at work. Okay? So, let's begin. Hi, this is Teacher Nancy and you are watching Grow English. In this video, I'm going to give you a lecture about how to master the present continuous tense. Here, you will learn about its definition, the rules so that you will fully understand them, as well as the examples of each rule. Okay, so let's begin. Now, what do we mean by the present continuous? You know what? The present continuous also has another name. It is also known as the present progressive. And how do we form this kind of tense? It is made up from the present tense of the verb be, which are the am, the is, and the are, plus the main verb, plus the ing form. So I am talking here about the verb phrase used to form the present continuous. Now, I've mentioned about the verb to be. What is this? The form of the verb to be is used as an auxiliary verb. When you say auxiliary, it means these verbs are there to help. Okay, that's why they are called the helping verb. To help what? To help the main verb to form the continuous tense. Now, to fully understand this, let's go to the next slide. Now, on the slide, you can find two columns. We have the first column, the present tense of the verb to be, and the second column, the ing form of the verb. So please take note for the first column. We have here words highlighted in red. We have the am, the is, and the are. So they are the present tense of the verb be, and the subjects, which are the I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Now remember, for the subject-verb agreement, the subject and the verb have to agree with each other, okay? So that's why we have here I am. You know, the am always takes the subject I, okay, or the pronoun I. Then we have here are, you are, okay, because the are here takes a plural subject. He is, because he is a singular subject. She is, she is a singular subject. It is, because it is a singular subject. We are, because we is a plural subject, and they are because they is a plural subject. Okay, that's why we have these kind of verb be in the first column. Now let's go to the second column. We have the ing form of the verb. We have the main verb such as work, paint, eat, walk, fly, talk, and swim, added by the ing so that it became working, painting, eating, walking, flying, talking, and swimming. Okay, so for the complete sentence, we have I am working. You are painting. She is eating. Or he is eating. She is walking. It is flying. We are talking. And they are swimming. Okay, so these are the sentences in the present continuous. Now, when do we use the present continuous? Now, we have here, number one, for an action happening in the present. What do I mean by present? Right now, while you are talking about something. Okay, so you use this when you are talking about something, like right now, what am I doing? I am talking. Okay, I don't say I talk, but I am talking because this is what is happening right now. So I'm using the present continuous. And for the second, one is for an action that will take place in the future. Okay, not today, not now, but something that may or will happen later on. Okay, now what do we mean by this? We have here the rules when to use the present continuous. Let's have number one. We use the present continuous to talk about activities at the moment of speaking. So that's what I've mentioned about a while ago, something that is happening right now at the moment of speaking. So looking at the picture, we have here a beautiful woman, and she said, I'm meeting my husband in a minute or in a minute. I have here the verb um, am, which this is I'm, this is a contraction of I am, plus the verb meet and the ing. We have here I'm meeting, okay? And for the rest of the sentence, we have my husband in a minute. Take note that there is a time element here, which is in a minute, okay? So to describe more the time for the action. And we have another examples below. We have she is eating breakfast right now. Now I've underscored the verb phrase is eating, and we have another time element which is right now. And the next example is they are not playing soccer at the moment. Now take note, we have here the word not. Not is a negative form, and you can use this in forming the present continuous. They are not playing soccer at the moment. We have the time element here, which is at the moment, and the other one is right now. So this is an example, or these are the examples for rule number one, to talk about activities at the moment of speaking. Okay, so let's go to rule number two. We use the present continuous to talk about future plans or arrangements. Okay, not now, but something that will happen later on. We have the example, he is going to be the CEO of a new company next year. So take or have a look at the verb phrase here, is going, okay? Is because our subject is singular. So we have the singular verb to be, which is. Then we have the verb go and the ing. So we have is going. And then there's a time element here, which is next year. All right. So the full sentence is, he is going to be the CEO of a new company next year. This is expressing a future action. Okay. Now we have two other examples below, such as when we arrive home, we are going to surprise the children. Okay, in this example, we have the subordinate clause when we arrive home and the dependent clause or independent clause, which is we are going to surprise the children. Then the next example is I am meeting my parents a week from now. Okay, so this is another example to express about a future plan or arrangement, right? So I hope these are clear to you. So let's go to the next rule. We use the present continuous by asking WH questions. By the way, what are the WH questions? These are the what, who, where, when, why, and how. So that's why they are called W, because they are being started with the W letter and also the single H, which is the how. Now we have here a note. Remember to put an am, is, and are before the subject. So what do I mean by this? Let's go to the example. What am I doing here? So this is in a question form. So this lady is a bit confused and she asked herself, what am I doing here? Now, how did she form the question? It is being started with the question what, followed by the verb be am, and look at here, there is the subject, which is I, followed by the main verb do, and the ing ending, and the rest of the sentence here. So this is the question, what am I doing here? Okay, so for the next examples, we have here, Why are they spending the party? So this is how you construct a question or a WH question. We have here this question started with the why and followed by the verb are, the subject they, and the main verb spend, and the ing form, and the rest of the sentence. Okay? And the next example is when is she coming home? All right. So I hope these are clear to you. So next, let's go to the next slide. We use the present continuous tense by making negatives. So when you say negatives, there must be the word not, okay, in the sentence. Remember to put not or an apostrophe T. What do you call this? This is what you call the contraction of the word not. So the letter O is being omitted. That's why there is an apostrophe in between the N and the T. Okay. After am is an R. Now, what do I mean by this? This is the example. I am not watching horror movies anymore. So this is what you call negative, okay, a negative sentence because there is a presence of the word not, all right? And we have the verb phrase am watching and the rest of the sentence horror movies anymore. Now we have two more examples such as she is not or isn't. Now I just uh, placed here the word isn't because but this is the contraction of is not. Okay, she is not or isn't doing her project because it is difficult. And the next example is they are not or they aren't attending the concert because of the bad weather. Okay, so I hope these are clear to you. Let's go to the next slide. We use the present continuous tense to talk about something happening before a specific time. So the person talking in this time or at this time is expressing an action, is looking forward of an action that will happen later on. Okay, for example, at 10 o'clock, I am usually having my snack. So by the time of speaking this, the person is not yet eating the snack. Okay, he or she is looking forward that at 10 o'clock he or she is going to eat his or her snacks because this is what the sentence is implying. Now, the next two examples are at dinner time, she is cooking her favorite dish. Okay, you can find here the verb phrase where the present continuous is cooking. And in the next sentence, in the evening, they are going to watch a soccer game. Okay, I hope these examples are clear to you. So let's go to the next slide. We use the present continuous tense to talk about something happening after a specific time. Okay, what do I mean by this? For example, when I arrive home, the children are doing their assignment. Now, we have here the presence of a subordinate clause when I arrive home and the independent clause the children are doing their assignment. So what am I talking here is that there are two actions happening not at the same time. The other one is the earlier action and the other one is the succeeding action. Okay, so you can find here the verb phrase used for express the present continuous, which is are doing, because our subject here is plural, which is children. That's why I'm doing here, or I'm using here the plural verb be, which is are. Okay, now there are two examples below, which are she is calling a friend when her mom knocks on her door, and the other one is when the teacher arrives, the students are smiling cheerfully. So as you can see, we have here the verb phrase is calling, and the other one is are smiling. Okay, I hope these are clear to you. Let's go to rule number 6. We use the present continuous tense to talk about something which we think is temporary. When you say temporary, not regular, okay? It just happened for a short period of time. That's what you call temporary. We have here the example. The boy said, I am working on my project for 2 weeks or for the next 2 weeks. So this boy is not going to work on his project for 1 month, but only for the next 2 weeks. Okay. We have here the verb phrase, am working, and we have here the time element, next 2 weeks. We have two more examples below. She's studying English at the moment, another time element at the moment, and the verb phrase is studying. And we have the next sentence, they are studying or staying in a five-star hotel right now. Okay, another time element, which is right now, and the verb phrase are staying, are is agreeing with the subject they, which is in the plural form. All right. I hope these sentences are clear to you. Let's go to the next example or next rule. We use the present continuous tense to talk about something new and contrast with the previous state. So there is what you call comparison here. All right. As for the sentence, we have these days most people are writing emails a lot instead of letters. So this sentence is comparing what is happening at the present to what is happening before. So before we used to write letters in our communication, but right now we seldom do that, and because we have what you call a faster way of sending messages, and that is what you call emails. So the sentence is like that. These days most people are writing emails a lot instead of letters, and the verb phrase for this is are writing. Why are? Because our subject is people, which is in the plural form. The next example is despite difficulty of the subject, Jamie is studying longer hours just to pass the exam. We have here the subordinate clause, despite difficulty of the subject, and the main clause, Jamie is studying longer hours just to pass the exam. We have the verb phrase is studying. Why am I using is here? Because our subject is singular. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now, number 7. We use the present continuous tense to talk about something which happens again and again. All right, what do I mean by this? The example here is they are always debating on nonsense things. So these two women don't just debate once, but they always do this thing, the debating thing on nonsense things. Okay, kind of funny. We have here the example of the verb phrase are of debating, and we have here the adverb of frequency always, okay, because it says here to talk about something which happens again and again. Now another example here is she is, and I have here the contraction she's always tapping her fingers on the table, and it is annoying or it's annoying. All right. We have here is the example is tapping and is annoying, okay, for our verb phrase. All right. I hope this slide is clear to you. Now, I have here bonuses to give you when to use the present tense. Rule number 8 is to talk about the past when we are telling a story. You know what? We love to tell stories. Now, when you tell a story, you can use the present continuous tense. What do I mean by this? I have here the example. The other day, a monkey suddenly comes to me while I am walking down the street. He seems nice and he is holding a rose. I am wondering what he is going to do. Then he gives the rose to me with a big smile and quickly runs away. Okay, so what are the verb phrase expressing the present continuous? We have here am walking, is holding, am wondering, and is going. Okay, so in this kind of story, we are using the present continuous verb forms. Now, number 9, we use the present continuous tense when we are summarizing a book, a film, or a play. For my example here, it's all about Superman. Now, Superman is born Kal-El on the alien planet Krypton. One day, while he is flying around Earth, he sees burglars breaking in a house. With his superpowers, he knows what is happening. So I have here the verb phrase is flying, and the other one is happening. Okay, so this is also used to summarize a book, a film, or a play. Now, for the next example, number 10, don't use present continuous tense with events that happen normally or for a long time. When you say normally, it happens every day, okay? Habitual action. Okay. For example, I play the guitar every day. This sentence is correct. But if you say, I am playing the guitar every day, it is incorrect. Why? Because this action happens every day. It happens normally. Now, when this is, if you are using am playing in this kind of sentence, unless, or you can use this if this is a new habit that you have just started. Okay. But if you are just expressing something that happens normally every day, so please use the present or the simple present. Rule number 10. Don't use present continuous tense with stative verbs. What do I mean by stative verbs? The stative verbs are verbs that express a state rather than an action. Okay? They usually relate to emotions, relationships, senses, states of being, or measurements. So, to give you more examples about this, we have here stative verbs such as verbs of thinking and feeling. Okay, remember to use the simple present for these kind of verbs. What are these verbs? Believe, dislike, know, realize, understand, love, hate, prefer, like, want, recognize, remember, suppose, think, that believe, and also wish. I have here the example. She prefers to eat Thai food. So you won't say she is preferring, because prefers here is a verb of uh, is a verb that express thinking and feeling. Okay, that's why you use the simple present. And we have two more examples below. They love each other very much. So you don't say they are loving each other very much. Use the simple present, please. They love each other very much. And the other one is I know. Say I am knowing how to speak English, but you will say I know how to speak English. Okay? Now, I hope this is clear to you. So let's go to the next example. Another stative verb, verbs of senses. Remember to use the simple present. What are the verbs of senses? These are appear, seem, taste, feel, smell, look, and sound. Now, please use the simple present for these verbs. Example, this doll looks pretty. You won't say this doll is looking pretty. It's wrong. Okay? Please use the simple present. We have two more examples below. She appears out from nowhere. And the other one is Thai food tastes really good. Now, these are the examples for these kind of verbs. Now, the next one is the other kind of verbs, such as agree, disagree, own, be, need, possess, belong, and owe. Please use the simple present for this kind of stative verbs. I have examples here. I agree with you. Okay. Now, don't say I am agreeing with you, but use the simple present, please, because agree is a stative verb. Then we have two more examples below. They need to wash their hands to keep safe from COVID-19. You don't say they are needing to wash because it's wrong, because need is a stative verb. Another one, she owns a 10-hectare land in the city. It's wrong to say she is owning, okay, because own is a stative verb, so you have to use the simple present. So I hope you learned something from my lecture today, and take care of yourself. I will see you again in my next video. Have a great day. Bye bye.